Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, would it be fair to say that 6 points from these two fixtures are pretty much essential to have any hope of qualifying?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're thinking. 6 points, two massive games against formidable opposition. Iceland are, they're a well-structured team. They're a lot of very good individual players, strong, athletic, and a real counter-attacking team. So that's going to be a test. And then the second game in Luxembourg, it's their last game of the campaign, and I've no doubt about it, they'll make it as difficult as possible for us getting numbers behind the ball and probably trying to spoil our party, because we know that if we beat Iceland, we're going into that game and knowing that 3 points will get us over the line for the European Championships.
Yeah. And Italy are obviously in a very strong position for top spot. Do you feel like qualifying maybe as one of the 5 best runners up could be your sort of best hope as it stands?
Well, if we get 6 points in the next 2 games, who knows? We might top the group, because Italy play Iceland in Iceland on next Thursday. So that that in itself is a really challenging game for Italy, and who knows, if Iceland win that, then our game becomes something different. But all we're concentrating on is 6 points. It's in our control at the minute. We're not relying on anybody else. Go 6 points, 2 games, and we see where that takes us. Will we win the group, or is it one of the second place spots that we get?
Sure. And I suppose one of the standout names in the squad is Jason Knight, who's been having a great season with Derby and obviously recently featured at senior level. How impressed have you been with his progress?
Jason, I've worked with Jason in the Emerging Talent Program when he was 14, 15 years old. I had him at under 18s, and now obviously at under 21s level. And one thing about he's never changed. He's a fantastic individual with real talent, with real potential. And I do think that his outlook on life and his desire and determination to get where he wants to will help him go to wherever he wants to in football. I'm delighted for him. For me, it was a situation in Italy where he got the call up because of the senior team had issues with the coronavirus. And for me, in one hand, I'm absolutely delighted for him, to go and represent your country at senior level, but also, to leave us with the under 21s, it was a little bit of disappointment too. But look, ultimately, he's got that senior international cap, and I know there's going to be more to come.
Sure. And the Millwall boss, Gary Rowett, recently was speaking about Troy Parrott and maybe suggesting he wasn't overly pleased with the prospect of Troy going away on international duty. Did you have any sort of, I suppose, conversations with him in regards to Troy's fitness and how he'll be managed with these games?
Yeah, no, I haven't had a conversation with the manager. Well, I don't think there's many managers who sort of are happy with players going away on international duty, and that's just the nature of the beast. But I spoke to Troy. Troy's, keen, and he's eager to represent his country. I know he's available for selection for Millwall in their game tomorrow. He's been training well, and it's about us and the Millwall medical team coming up with some sort of agreement with regards to what will suit the player with regards minutes, because he hasn't played competitively since the ankle injury, so we all understand that, and we're not going to put anybody at risk.
Sure. And just finally for me, there's a number of players who've been doing really well, kind of the lower age levels, the likes of Joe Hodge and Kevin Zeffy, who's actually played some senior football this year. Was there any, I suppose, temptation to kind of fast track some of those sort of exceptional young players?
Joe Hodge is on standby. Joe Hodge is an extremely talented player. I've been talking to his dad a number of times, before the FA Youth Cup final and what have you. And then, look, Joe was with us up in Belfast, and he is a hell of a talent. And, some decisions on personnel coming in the squad it's very marginal, and Joe's time will come. There's no doubt about it. And who knows if things change within the squad, he might get that call up, but he is on standby.
Thanks, Paul. Who's next, please?
Jim, just in general terms of preparation and players having more minutes under their belt with competitive action compared to when you're better equipped heading into these two matches.
Sorry, you broke up a couple of times there. Could you repeat that, please?
Sorry, Jim. Just in terms of preparation and players having more minutes under their belts with competitive action, do you feel you're better equipped going into these two games compared to the Italy match?
Slightly. There's a couple of players that, Troy Parrott, as discussed, he hasn't played, so we've got to mind Troy when he's with us. Zach Abazidi, who played unbelievably well in Italy, he had a fantastic game. He hasn't got any competitive minutes since Italy. But other than that, a lot of players. Conor Masterson's played, Nathan Collins, Mark McGuinness, Gavin Bazuna, who's been ever present in Rochdale at the minute. So, yeah, in that context, yeah, but there is, those couple of players, Michael Obafemi included, where he's played 90 minutes with the 23s, but other than that, he hasn't. So certain areas of the pitch we're delighted with, and then there's other areas that we've got to manage that.
And sorry, just my final one, because I know my audio isn't great. Is that something you'd like to continue and expand, getting a hands-on feel of the underage talent coming through the League of Ireland?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Sorry, Jim. I'll let someone else. I'll let someone else go if you can't hear me. Just you were down coaching the Shells under-19s last night. Is that something you like to continue and expand, getting a feel for the underage talent in the League of Ireland?
I'd certainly look. I love coaching. I really do. It's always been a passion of mine, and sort of it's a two-way thing where it's a little bit of giving back to League of Ireland clubs. And because it's, look, you're constantly looking and assessing players within our league. But as well as that, it's an opportunity for me to keep my eye in with coaching, because, again, as I said, I love it. And you don't be too long getting rusty when you're away from the grass, So it's important for me in both ways. But look, I think more importantly, it's nice to give back, and it's something that I've always done since I've retired as a player.
Thanks, Jim. Sorry about the audio, gents.
Absolutely no problem.
Okay, just a couple of ones, Jim. Have you had a chance, or will you be able to organise somebody to watch the Iceland-Italy game?
Unfortunately, we can't get anybody over there, but that's on Thursday, so we have it scheduled in to a meeting on the Friday that we'll go over that game with the players as well. So look, we'll watch it. The players will have snippets of the game as well to digest before the game on Sunday. So no, we don't have anybody physically going over, but we'll have footage of the game to examine.
And finally, it's probably been a disappointment with the men's missing out on Euro 2020, and it's not looking good for the women's team either. But you're in a great situation. 2 wins guarantees a place in the first ever under 21 finals. What would that mean to you?
It'd mean a lot, personally it'd mean a lot. But I think for the players, I think it'd be an unbelievable platform for them to go and show Europe and worldwide the potential that they have, and to play against the top teams in Europe and compete against them. It's something that would excite the players, and we've spoken about it, and it excites the staff too. And we got a snippet of it when we went and played in the Toulon tournament, where the players were more than capable of playing against Brazil and China, and they want more of that. And this is this is the window that they can make it happen. 6 points, and it's just it'd be an unbelievable opportunity for them. And as well as that, I just think for the country itself, to tune in March and the May/June window to look at the finals as well.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gary. Who's next?